This is the new to me 1950 Dodge B2B half-ton pilot house truck. We're listening to the 218 Flathead 6. I thought I would do a compression test to better understand what I've got here. I grabbed the nearest roll of masking tape to label the wires, and once labeled I removed them and moved them out of the way. Next is removal of all the plugs. The spark plugs look okay, I mean not great. There seems to be some problems with plugs number 4 and 5. Number 5, a little oily. That might indicate valve problem or a ring problem. The compression tester I'm going to use, I purchased at Walmart for 22 bucks and change. It's pretty cool. It comes with 3 different size tips. The smallest is the one I'll be using for the Dodge engine. It's a perfect fit. I'm going to do both a dry and a wet test. The dry test, I'll just screw the end of the tester into the spark plug hole. And then I'm going to crank the engine over so it gets 6 or 7 or 8 revolutions. And you can tell by the sound of the engine when a complete revolution has been made. And by watching the gauge, when it tops out, quits moving up, you can let go of the starter. For the wet test, I'm going to use any oil that I have handy lying around, and this shot glass that I picked up on my trip through Gila Bend, Arizona. I'll dribble in, I don't know, 1/4 ounce or so, just enough to wet the top of the piston to seal up that ring. Of course, after halfway through the wet test, I ran into a problem with no battery. Those puny 6-volt batteries left me hanging, and I had to get my charger out to be able to forge ahead. After a lot of scrounging around on the Dodge forums, I selected the Autolite 306 plug with its copper core. And with a couple spark plug gapping tools, oh, that's round silver one, that one's free from O'Reilly Auto Parts, I set the gap according to the secondchancegarage.com specs of 0.035. When inserting the new plug, I always use a dab of oil because I'm paranoid about cross-threading these things. Once I get the spark plug in, I'll take off my wire labeling tag and replace the spark plug wire onto the plug. And then I'll try to start her up, see if it's going to run. Starts and purrs like a kitten with no pumping the gas, no throttle, and no choke. Finally, I'll look at the numbers I've noted down. Across the board, I mean, it's what you expect from an old Dodge with 84,000 miles. All original. Number 1 cylinder is my best, number 4 is my worst, but there aren't any big disparities in numbers here to make me concerned. Sure, someday I'll have to do a rebuild so that on a cold winter day, I won't have to worry about getting her up and running and getting going.